My name is Arvind Gupta, and I am pleased and honored to be the President and Vice Chancellor of the University of British Columbia. Every year at Congregation, UBC has the honor of bestowing honorary degrees upon individuals who, in the opinion of the university community, have fit the criteria of excellence and eminence in their chosen field. Stephen Toope is one of those individuals, and I invite him to step forward to receive his honorary degree. Mr. Chancellor, there is no individual less in need of introduction to members of this university community than Stephen Toope, who is unquestionably one of this country's most distinguished legal scholars, as well as one of its most accomplished academic leaders. In 1979, Dr. Toope graduated magna cum laude with a degree in history and literature from Harvard University. He received degrees in common law and civil law with honors from McGill University in 1983 and his PhD from Trinity College, Cambridge in 1987. As UBC's 12th President and Vice Chancellor, he provided a critical combination of vision and direction that were essential in guiding UBC through a period of significant growth and propelling the university to the highest echelon of academic reputation and distinction. Prior to joining UBC in 2006, he was president of the Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation, and from 1994 to 1999 served as dean of McGill University's Faculty of Law. His areas of scholarly expertise include legal theory, public international law, human rights, and international dispute resolution. His service to the community includes serving on the boards of non-governmental organizations that promote human rights and international development. From 2002 to 2007, he represented Western Europe and North America on the UN Working Group on Enforced or Involuntary Disappearances, and in 1994, he was a member of the UN Observer Delegation to the first post-apartheid South African elections. Today, Dr. Toope is director of the University of Toronto's Munk School of Global Affairs, where he continues to conduct research within various realms of international law. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his extraordinary accomplishments as a scholar and academic leader, and of his profound and lasting influence on this university, I ask you to confer the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, upon Stephen Jean Toope.
By the authority of the Senate of this university, I confer upon you, Stephen Toope, the title and degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
It gives me great pleasure to now ask Dr. Toope to say a few words.
Friends, distinguished colleagues, honored guests, parents and friends of the graduates, and most importantly, members of the UBC graduating class of 2015, my graduating class. Thanks for letting me join you. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor, President Gupta, and the Senate of this great university for the singular honor that you bestow upon me today. Having led UBC for 8 stimulating and rewarding years, to be able now to call myself a graduate is wonderful indeed. If the expression didn't drive me crazy, I might be tempted to say that receiving this degree is awesome. For me, returning to UBC is a trip into the past, an occasion of sweet nostalgia. I was so lucky to work here, to experience the joys of leadership in a complex but oh so important institution. For you graduates, today is a little different. Although you are no doubt reflecting back over your experiences here at UBC, the friends made, the exams, the papers written, in this moment of transition, it's to the future that you rightly tend to look. Graduates are almost inevitably asking themselves, what will I do with my life? Although these moments of reflection are, as the Chancellor suggested, a little scary, I think that they're supremely valuable. Our lives are so often filled with mere busyness. We're harassed by the technological possibilities of constant communication through text messages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. We leave ourselves little opportunity to really think. So as hard as it is today, my experience tells me that you graduates should treasure this moment of uncertainty poised between past and future. Rather than talk about my own trajectory in life, I want to share a few thoughts on time and personal values. One of the pieces of literature that's influenced me most over the years is Burnt Norton, a beautiful poem by T.S. Eliot. Burnt Norton is an exploration of human life in time and of our difficult relationship with that great big universe out there. For Eliot, humanity is trapped in time and we hope for escape. As you focus on the future, think about Eliot's words. Time present and time past are both perhaps present in time future, and time future contained in time past. If all time is eternally present, all time is unredeemable. What might have been is an abstraction, remaining a perpetual possibility only in a world of speculation. Here you are today, full of hope for the future. You are who you are, but only for now. It is possible for you to become more than you are now. The question is how to think about that becoming. In a wonderful recent book, The Road to Character, New York Times columnist David Brooks describes what he calls resume virtues and eulogy virtues. I suspect that in your lives so far, many of you graduates have been preoccupied with resume virtues. How do you accomplish things and have experiences that position you well for life after graduation, life in the marketplace? There's nothing wrong with that. You will need those virtues to find jobs, to support families, and to contribute to the community. But be careful. Your education may have misled you a little bit. Brooks points out that congregation speakers like me typically say that you should follow your passion and be true to yourself. But to quote Brooks, this is a vision of life that begins with self and ends with self. In Western societies, we love stories of self-made men and women. People who pull themselves up by their bootstraps and overcome all odds to succeed. Abe Lincoln, J.K. Rowling, Warren Buffett. But in our world, few of us are truly self-made. Most of us have been supported by families and friends. Our education has been subsidized by other citizens, yet others have created the enterprises, public organizations where we will work. Not only are we not self-made, we are, if we're lucky, dependent. Dependent upon people we love. Let me pause here to say that I could not have achieved any of the things listed in that kind introduction you heard without the wonderful launching that my parents gave me, that my parents-in-law have continued to provide even in adulthood, and especially without the incredible help, support, and encouragement of my funny, kind, and oh so patient wife, Paula. Thank you. Oh, and my ever-questioning son and daughters who keep me humble by laughing at me a lot. Love and acknowledged dependence help us to de-center ourselves, to begin to build those eulogy values. It's great to be remembered as a graduate of a famous university or two or three, as a professional success, but to be remembered as a person of character, morally courageous, trustworthy, humble, committed to help others succeed. Those eulogy virtues are what builds successful and inclusive societies. People with those virtues are the stuff of history, big history and little history of families, remembered in fond stories. 51 years ago, a Canadian named Jean Vanier started L'Arche, a community for people with intellectual challenges. His philosophy was simple. Everyone, especially the vulnerable and marginal, deserves the freedom that they're capable of achieving. Since its humble beginnings, L'Arche communities have spread all around the world. Vanier has continued to work tirelessly on the ground in those communities. He's never become grand or particularly famous, except in the disability community. Now, Vanier was the son of a great general and Governor-General of Canada. He could have chosen to pursue all the resume virtues. Instead, he focused on strengthening others, living a simple life of virtue, of service. Now, please don't get nervous. We are not all Jean Vaniers. We can't all expect of ourselves heroic sacrifice. But, and here I conclude, we can all try to move beyond the resume virtues. Here and now, and each day, we can struggle to be loyal to our families and friends, to help others to succeed, to be generous of spirit, to acknowledge our weaknesses and work to overcome them. The struggle to deepen our character is a struggle of the eternal present. As T.S. Eliot warns us, we waste time regretting the past, and we waste time when we think only about what comes next, when we care only about resume virtues. What might have been is an abstraction remaining a perpetual possibility only in a world of speculation. Good luck to each and every one of you proud graduates. And thank you, UBC.